The other day, we did a get ready with me video where I was getting ready to film, and I had on a lot of makeup. And so, let's do a video where we're not putting on so much stuff. We are going to use this. I made this serum. It's castor oil, jojoba oil, nyawood oil, lavender, yarrow palm, frankincense. What else did I put in here? Helichrysum. And it's this lovely blue color, so we are going to be a little bit blue. This just helps the skin barrier. And it is anti-aging. So we've already put on a different toner and serum. And we are just layering over the top of that with this. I'm going to go be today in a very humid environment. I don't know if you can tell by my shirt, Slipstream Aquatics. This is my son's swim team. So I'm going to go be at an indoor pool today with him while he swims a few events he doesn't usually swim, and then a couple that he does. So the other day you noticed I put a lot of this on. Today we're just going to do little dabs here. And we're putting that like right on the very bottom of the cheekbone. And I do like it to just feel like my cheeks are a little more cut in. So some people don't do this part. You don't have to if you don't want to. I just do. And then I kind of think that's the only part of my forehead that really needs to be really quote unquote sculpted. And I like to get rid of that little bump in my nose and then just make the tip a little thinner. And then we're going to use this little brush to just tap it all in. So the way it was explained to me is you could use the brush to even like tap out of the pan and get them on. But what I found is like, it doesn't work that way. And I am just going to blend that up into my hairline just a bit instead of just tapping. But you do whatever works for you. So we've got a little more definition on our cheeks. I don't know if you can see this, but like this side of my mandible is much larger than this side. So on this side, we are going to go a little more firm in there with that, like trying to make that more snatched. This side, we're just doing little dots. So I posted a video yesterday, a couple days ago actually, about NAD, and it was like a repost from a year ago, but it's coming up again. And there are people who are like, oh yeah, I'm just taking NAD. And it actually is coming up a lot lately. I was recommended NAD injections, I was recommended NAD IVs, whatever it happens to be. And the truth is, most people, this is just a little bit of bronzer, are using that stuff and they're not absorbing 70% of it. So it's expensive and you're kind of wasting your money. And I think that it's a little bit of a frustration on my part that people are doing this to people, because the research clearly shows that it's not that absorbable and that what you actually need are the precursors. This is essentially just foundation that we're adding into these spots. And then we're going to put our concealer on too. And I like to go into the corner of my eye and come down and then go out. So corner of my eye and come down and then go out. And then bridge of the nose. And this little red spot that I have right here. And then instead of using a brush, because I don't like it, for this part, we're just going to use a sponge. So what the research shows is that the NAD injectable, the NAD injectable, let's start with that. It's too large a molecule, and the system degrades it way too fast for it to actually get through the cell membrane into where you want it to go. So for the 30% that you're absorbing into your body, not degrading, you're still not getting as much of that into the cell as that you are being led to believe, because the molecule's just too big. Like it's gigantic. So what you need are the precursors, and that's NMN and NR, in order to actually raise your NAD levels. And should people be taking it? Sure. Because it starts decreasing in your 20s, and it's like imperative for mitochondrial health, and it is anti-aging and all of those kinds of things. But again, there's like, what, 10 different TikTok supplements that have this in it. And there's one that I've seen that is the actual precursors. And it's supposedly liposomal. I don't know if it actually is or not. And you drop it under your tongue and you let it dissolve there. So my guess is it also has some sugars in it. Which, however you feel about that. If you're somebody who doesn't mind taking gummies, you're probably not going to care that it has sugar in it because you don't care about the sugars. That's fine. What I don't understand is why when somebody actually like presents the science on it, because there's like 2 biochemistry people that have also presented the science on that and said, you know, it doesn't cross the cell membrane. And people are still kind of upset about it. So like, I don't get it. I'm using this blush. It's from Bare Minerals. It's called Call My Blush. And this brush. Because I feel like otherwise there's just too much shine on my face if I use the blush that comes from the other company. And then because I don't really care about my eyes today either, just doing blush on them. So if somebody tells you, you know, you can't absorb that and you're wasting your money, why wouldn't you actually listen to them if they're saying even, you know, there's still something else here on TikTok Shop that you can do. Like, I'm not saying you need to buy my product. There's a TikTok Shop product that you can buy. And that would be better. There are plenty of other supplements that have the precursors and you could use those. I like the one that I use because it also has collagen, hyaluronic acid, vitamin C, and some other great things that I need, including 9 different types of collagen, and it's liposomal, but that's like, you don't have to make that decision. This is just an all over translucent powder, and we're again just gonna take some of the shine down because we're gonna be in an environment that's pretty humid and we don't need a whole lot of shine on our face. And we kind of want to set this cream makeup in place. And if you're one of those people who's like, yeah, I'm really worried about the quality of the supplements on TikTok Shop, I get it. So if you're like, I'd rather use the one that you use, it's linked in my profile in my stack. What do we think? Do I look ready to go to a swim meet and be a supportive, cheering parent who is also timing and counting for kids? The basics of any supplement are to make sure that it's high quality, liposomal, and that you're using it in the right way. And if you're not sure what the right way is, just ask somebody.